What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Credit Plug channel. So for today's video, we have a special review. We're going to be reviewing Truist. Now, as some of you might be aware, BB&T and SunTrust, which are two mid-sized banks, recently merged together to form Truist. Now, BB&T and SunTrust do have geographic coverage across the country, and now they're able to provide more banking products and services after this merger. So from my conversations with representatives at Truist, BB&T had the better credit products and banking products on the personal and business side, where SunTrust really specialized in the wealth management. So together, they're going to offer more comprehensive banking services to their customers. Now, some of you might be aware, I've shared some personal firsthand data points when it came to BB&T. And in my opinion, BB&T was one of the best financial institutions in the country. On October 9th, they officially merged their systems together. So if you had a BB&T or SunTrust account, you're now going to be redirected to log in through Truist. And you're going to be using the same login credentials. And in today's video, we're going to be covering some of these different products. Truist now offers not only personal loans, personal lines of credit, overdraft lines of credit, secured lines of credit. They also offer business loans, business credit cards, personal credit cards, business lines of credit, commercial real estate financing, business automobile financing, and much, much more. So anyways, let's go jump over to their website and I'm gonna walk you through the different products. So first, I wanted to start off with the personal credit cards. Now, if you had a previous SunTrust or BB&T credit card, they do map back to the new Truist card. So I'm not sure exactly what that mapping is. They did send out information on, let's say if you had a BB&T Bright Rewards credit card, what it actually is going to translate here. They're basically just going to transfer or convert your previous SunTrust or BB&T credit card to one of the Truist credit cards. They have the Enjoy Cash credit card, 3% cash back on gas, 2% on utilities and groceries, up to $1,000 monthly spend cap, 1% on all other purchases, or you could choose a flat 1.5% cash back on all purchases. So it's going to be either or. So you're not going to get both of these. You can either choose the 3% cash back, 2%, the 3-2-1, or you could just choose the flat 1.5% cash back. It also comes with 0% APR for 12 months, and there's no annual fees. They also have the travel credit card, 2x miles for every dollar spent on airfare, hotels, and car rentals, 1% on all other purchases. There is a 20,000 bonus mile after you spend 1,500 in the first 90 days, and there's absolutely no annual fee. You do get a variable APR of 13.24 to 22.24. They have a future credit card. Now, this is going to be their low interest rate credit card, 0% intro APR for 15 months on purchases, and then 0% intro for 15 months on balance transfers after the first 90 days of opening your account. So if you want that 0% for 15 months, you have to transfer the balance within the first 90 days of opening the account. There's no annual fee. They have the Enjoy Beyond credit card. Now, this is going to give you 3x points for every dollar you spend on airfare, hotels, and car rentals, 2x on dining, and then 1x on all others. There is a 30,000 point bonus when you spend 1,500 in the first 90 days. And this does come with a $195 annual fee. And last but not least, they have a secured credit card with a minimum $400 deposit. And this is a refundable deposit. I'm not 100% sure if these secured credit cards graduate. 3% cash back on gas, 2% on utilities and groceries, 1% on all others. It does come with a $19 annual fee. So given the rewards categories, this isn't too bad for secure credit card. All right, now let's check out their personal loan products. Now, I think this is where Truist really has an advantage over a lot of other major financial institutions, is going to be with their personal loan products. So they offer personal loans. Now, before the merger, a subsidiary that they own called Lightstream, and they've continued to use Lightstream for their personal loan products. So if you do apply for a personal loan, it'll get redirected to Lightstream. And the personal loans start a minimum of $3,500. There's no origination fees. Rates range between 8.14 to 18.99, and you need excellent credit for the lowest interest rates. No collateral is needed. Now, they also have another loan called the Truist Ready Loan. So this is more like a payday loan alternative or like a quick loan. Now, the maximum is $1,000. The minimum is $100. There is a $5 origination fee per $100 borrowed. And this does report to the credit reporting agency. So this will help you with building credit. And this is going to be, I would say, more of like an entry level type of product. product. Let's say if you don't have the best credit, you might be able to apply for the Truist Ready Now loan. Now, aside from the personal loan and the Truist Ready Now loan, they also have several different personal lines of credit. So they have an unsecured line of credit, a minimum credit limit of $5,000. There's no application, cash advance, or annual fees, and rates as low as 8.69% APR. So that's pretty decent given the rates for personal lines of credit. And a couple other products that are really interesting. They have what's called a Truist Ready Now credit line. So this is going to be more like an overdraft line of credit. So some financial institutions will bundle like the overdraft line of credit with the personal line of credit. I like how they have it split out where the line of credit is the line of credit. And then they also have what you could consider like overdraft line of credit, limits from $300 to $7,500. And this is to avoid fees when you overdraft. Now, you do need Truist checking account in order to be eligible for the Truist Ready Now credit line. What they have right here is interesting. They have a secured personal line of credit with lines starting at $25,000. Now, you can use existing assets like, your stock portfolio or investments as collateral for a secured line of credit. The minimum starting limit is $25,000. So let's say, for example, you have, a stock portfolio and you don't want to liquidate it, but you need some access to cash. You could use that as collateral for the secured line of credit, which is pretty interesting. And it's going to report on your personal credit. So these are two pretty interesting products, I would say, on the personal side. And then here they have called a physician line of credit. So this is going to be for practicing physicians where they have a max line amount of $50,000 for medical residents and fellows and $100,000 max line for board certified physicians, dentists, and podiatrists. Now, this is pretty interesting product. Haven't really seen this. And the rates go pretty low, 7.25%. So very interesting product. So just to kind of recap, they have their personal loan. So this is an installment loan. This is going to be through their subsidiary Lightstream. They have the Truist Ready Now loan, which is going to be like an emergency loan up to $1,000. The personal line of credit. Now, the personal line of credit, it's different from the personal loan because the line of credit, you're only paying interest on what you draw down. And I would say in terms of like underwriting, the personal line of credit is probably going to require a little higher underwriting than, let's say, the Ready Now loan or the overdraft line of credit. Now, let's jump over to the business side, because this is what I actually share some personal data points as a customer with BB&T Now Truist. They have just regular business loans. They have auto vehicle loans. They have commercial vehicle loans, real estate loans, and lines of credit. So I'm not going to go through all of these, but I can share some data points in terms of the process. Now, the loans go up to $100,000. Now, one thing you want to keep in mind, if the amount that you're requesting is over $50,000, then you're going to have to provide at least 1 year of business tax returns. If the amount is under $50,000, then it's going to require a personal guarantee. So they are going to run your credit, and they do use Equifax. So, and then in terms of the line of credit, now this is some information I'm going to share with you as well. Based on my experience, I do have a business line of credit with Truist. So I got it when it was just BB&T. But these go up to $100,000. Now, what's interesting about this, so before you had to actually go in branch and apply. Now they have it where you can actually apply for a business line of credit online. Now, some things you want to keep in mind. Now, you will need to have a business checking account with Truist. You will have to provide a personal guarantee. Now, the business line of credit have what's called a draw period. So it's either 12 to 36 months. Now, the line of credit that I have has a 36-month draw period. Now, what does that mean? So essentially what it means is that, every 36 months, you're going to be reevaluated based on your business financials to make sure that you still qualify based on their underwriting guidelines. And the way they determine the amount that you can get is going to be based on your average gross monthly revenue for the previous year. Let's say, for example, your gross revenue is $120,000. They'll divide that by 12 months, and then they'll multiply it by 2. So you can get a maximum of 2 months of your average gross monthly revenue from the previous year. I know that's a mouthful, but that's basically how their underwriting works for their business lines of credit. And a couple other things I wanted to mention in terms of the business financing aspect is that when it comes to the business lines of credit, right, they're going to be pulling your personal credit. So they're going to be pulling Equifax. If it's over 50,000, they're going to want to see your tax returns. You will need a business checking account with Truist. And other than that, they will also pull your Equifax business credit report. Now, this is just supplementary information, but these do report as financial trade lines with Equifax Business. So that's one great advantage. In addition, they also offer a secured business line of credit that does report to Equifax Business. So this is a way for you to actually build up your business credit on Equifax using your own funds. So really, really interesting product. Now, when it comes to the business auto loans, which I did a video on, one thing you have to keep in mind, right, when it comes to business auto loans, it's not like on the personal side where you just get a pre-approval letter and you can go to whatever dealership you want to, and they're going to acknowledge that. How it works is first you want to identify the vehicle that you want to purchase. So you get the VIN number, and then what you'd want to do is put a deposit so that you can lock the vehicle down. Because what will happen is, let's say you get the VIN number and you don't put a deposit down, and then you go through the process, you get approved for the loan. If you wind up not following through with that particular vehicle and that VIN number, then you're going to have to go through the process again, which is going to result in another hard inquiry. And that's the lesson that I learned when I recently bought a vehicle under the business entity, is that every time you switch the VIN, it's like a new application. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. But overall, I think Truist is probably going to be one of the best financial institutions. I've had nothing but great experience, even as a BB&T customer. Now that SunTrust and BB&T have formed Truist, they're offering a wider variety of products. And another thing that I like is that they've streamlined the application process, especially for the business applications, because as I said previously with BB&T, you did have to go in person to sign a lot of the documents and apply for specific products. You weren't able to necessarily do that online. So this is definitely great news. I highly recommend Truist. But again, this video is for informational purposes only. I just wanted to share these insights with you and just review some of the products. So if you are considering joining Truist, they do have a lot to offer. Anyways, that's all I wanted to cover in today's video. Let me know your comments and questions in the comment section down below. And until next time, take it easy, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.